Welcome to our Trapezius treat class. We'll be communicating with those large muscles of the upper back, the trapezius, quite a complex back there, and next to our shoulders. Very important to support our activities, but often strained from hunching forward or just thinking stressful thoughts. The trapezius can really take the hit. And if we treat them well, then they are just that hand behind us supporting our back, and we can really be more comfortable in our stance and our seated. So let's begin in a seated position. Take the cushion below you or a roll blanket and just feel the pelvis spilling over the edge. So we're sitting on the edge, and take the hands to the thighs and just begin to come into your breath. Find a comfortable seat wherever you are, and in that space, transform the space with your eyes into your yoga room for the next hour. Inhale and exhale. Listen into the body. That can help if you close the eyes, tuning into what's comfortable and what's not comfortable in the body right now. Allow the breath to be your tour guide into the body. And especially notice the breath and how it interacts with your spine and your rib cage. You feel the ribs expand when you inhale, or maybe there's a shallowness there. And when you exhale, do you notice that things turn in more towards the center? Or maybe your inhale and your exhales focus more on the chest. Just notice the traveling breath. And as you continue to witness your breath, notice with your mind's eye traveling to the base of the spine, and that awareness moving up the lower back so we feel that curve. Get that sensation of the back body, so the back of your ribs. Inhaling, you might notice that the back of your ribs inflate as well. And then the shoulder blades are behind that back ribs, right? They're always there, but let's see if we can influence them to slide down the back a little more as we exhale. That mind's eye past the shoulder blades in between, on up to the juncture with our neck, the cervical spine, and the curve again of the neck, so that we feel it's matching that curve of the low back. Then all the way into the skull, just noticing that connection of our spine into the skull. And then right up the center of the head through the crown, we can inhale and grow a little taller. And as we exhale, feeling the grounding energy beneath us. Your next inhale, invite that in down the spine. Then on the exhale, traveling again up the spine. And let's notice that the shoulders are lined up with next to the ears. And then as we exhale, we're just lengthening the back of the neck. Maybe turning the chin a millimeter down towards the heart. And then as we inhale, the chin goes up just another millimeter or an inch up. So we're beginning to nod as we breathe. The inhale, the chin goes up. And this is a very slight nod, and the exhale, the chin goes down. Same pathway up and down. And notice that lengthening of the back of the neck. Maybe as you exhale, feel the shoulders rolling away from the ears. And maybe you can bring in that sense of nodding, a positive affirmation of what you would like to bring into your body, something positive for your practice. And on your next inhale, again, lift the chin slightly. And the exhale, if you can just imagine this beautiful positive energy cascading down the body with your exhale. Tuck the chin down while keeping your heart nice and tall. And just pause at the base of the exhale, the base of that cascade. And then inhale, lift the chin back to a neutral position. So neutral gaze as we flutter the eyes open. And then take in the room around you. Take the fingertips beside you. And just feel that sense of grounding through the fingertips. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. So we just notice that upward motion, and then exhale away. So we're lengthening the trapezius here, those next to the neck muscles towards the shoulders, so that they're not shortening, which they tend to do through our activities. And then take the hands, and we'll just bring that extra awareness to the neck. We're going to take our fingertips below the ears and just take a nice rub down the sides of the neck, very soft towards the shoulders, all the way to the shoulders. Inhale and exhale, just sweep down, just feeling this nice petting action, communicating to the nervous system. This is the connection from our mind to our body. So let's just give it a few nice strokes of awareness. Yes, this is a great way to activate the vagus nerve. A large nerve in the body just brings everything to a more grounded place. Beautiful, hands to the thighs. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to do the next sequence standing. If you're tired in the legs, or you would like to take this in a chair, you can do that as well. Just thought I'd suggest that. Move your blanket aside, take that tabletop pose, and just take the tiptoes and then the knees off the mat, and find your way slowly, slowly, slowly to standing. And we'll stand at the middle of the mat or the top of the mat. We'll end up going back down to the mat. So just take our mountain pose here, just feeling the length from the bottoms of the feet. We're going to spread our toes, and then inhale the energy upward into the center of the body, all the way through the crown of the head, just feeling the length of our whole body, the back, and then lift the arms from that place of length, sweep upward, and reach up for the clouds, and then take a prayer position, link the thumbs so we connect the hands, and then lean on over to your right. Feel your left foot on the ground, that full surface of your foot, and lean on over. Exhaling, opening up the ribs on the left. And then back up, exhale to the other side. Inhale up, exhale, allow the head to travel with us. So we're just relaxing the neck along the way. And then reach on up, see if we can use those side body muscles. So from just pointing them out here, these muscles along the waist, see if you can use those to grow taller. And then as you exhale, let's drop the shoulders away from the ears. Great setup there. Now we've got the back muscles supporting our posture. And then sweep the arms out to our T-arms. Look over your right fingertips. Use that soft gaze to bring that softness into the neck. Then we're going to take the left hand and press it into an imaginary wall. And then just feel the buzz that'll happen along the arms there. And then swipe that hand back along the wall behind you. And then forward. Inhale through center. Exhale, look over your left fingertips. And feel, let's not forget the energy on the right side behind you. So keep that gaze forward and backward in your mind's eye. Press the right hand against that imaginary wall. And then exhale, slide the hand back along the wall. And then forward. Inhale back to center and just feel the energy through the feet. Really, let's not extend those knees. So keep the knees soft. There we go. So speaking of soft knees, keep that soft as we separate the feet, and we'll just do an active twist here, dynamic twist, Tai Chi inspired. So we're just coiling through the spine, keeping the knees soft. And helicopter arms, allow the back hand to tap the low back and the front hand to tap the shoulder. Bringing this dynamic energy up the spine, so warming things up, just imagining that squeezing out like a washcloth up the spine, all the way to the crown of the head. So bring your gaze with you, your chin turning either direction. And then find your pace to slow this down. So just slow the circles down. I think that's a Joni Mitchell song somewhere, The Circle Game. Bring it down and exhale, come to the top of the mat. Spread the toes again. If they haven't gotten the full-on space between the toes, you can just look down and see if you can see the mat between the toes. Yes, that can be a challenge, especially that little toe. And then bring the gaze on up, and we'll just take that nice, strong stance through the feet. Connect the feet energetically and notice the muscles of the legs wake up. And we're going to travel that energy up to the glutes and make sure those glutes are engaged. Excellent. And then as we travel up the spine, we're going to inhale into our heart. You can feel free to take a hand to the heart, just breathing into your hand. And then as you drop the hand, the lower ribs will tuck in towards the back body. Next inhale, we align the shoulders and the ears. As we exhale, drop those shoulders away from the ears towards the fingertips. And you'll notice that's your trapezius back there, kind of waking up, the big part of it that goes from all the way up to the shoulders down to the base of the rib cage back there. Excellent. Let's take a chair pose on our way down. Inhale the arms next to the ears. Inhale and exhale, sit back in an imaginary chair. If you need to take that block between your thighs, just to fortify, you can do that. Or you can just sit back softly. Don't take a huge deep bend as we take an early chair pose to our practice today. Inhale and exhale. Let's keep the knees bent as we sweep the hands down to the floor. Hands find the floor, so find that bend that works for you in the knees to find those hand prints on the floor. Okay, when you found that, we're going to take the left leg back and turn this into a low lunge. So curl the toes under and the back foot. Take the hands around the front foot. The left foot's going back, and our right foot is forward. Inhale, just breathe into the spine, and exhale, see if you can even out the hips. And it's a lot easier if you bring your feet energetically together, and there you go. So we're squared off. And then we're going to take a twist to the right. Inhale, fingertips touch the sky. Nice. And then we'll twist there, bringing it back. We're going to switch it up and take a downward dog in the meantime. So take the right leg back, match the feet in the back there, and come to a down dog at your own pace. Bend the knees and bring the ribs towards the thighs and pedal your feet. So we get a hamstring stretch. Lengthen the back of the legs. Those and the trapezius are the muscles that really shorten throughout our activities. So let's give them some length, some luxury, and then inhale the heels off the floor and soften the heels down to the floor. And then bend the knees again. And this time we're going to bring the left foot forward. So if you need to come down to tabletop to do that, that's fine. Bring the left foot forward. Then curl the toes under and we'll take that low lunge. Inhale, exhale, bring those feet together and notice the hips can square off there. Your right hand is on the floor. We're going to twist over towards the left. So taking the left hand to the heart, just encourage that twist. Fingertips to the sky. As you exhale, feel the broadening across the collarbones. And then sweep the left hand down. And then the back knee can come down and we'll just sweep that back left knee to meet the right knee in our tabletop. We can take a moment here and just cushion our knees behind us for the tabletop sequence. Did I say behind? I meant beneath us. I don't know what I said, but that's okay. Let's take ourselves to tabletop. Excellent. Great. Then we'll take our cat pose. So using this as a neck therapy here, we're going to curl that tailbone towards the floor and just keep our gaze in a neutral horizontal as we do this and lift the back of the spine up towards the sky very gradually. And you'll feel that undulation as you separate the shoulder blades. And then at the very last moment, bring this into the neck and just soften and bring the gaze down so you're looking at your knees. So that should feel like a very complete cat pose. Inhale as you bring the navel towards the spine. And now on the exhale, we can keep looking at the knees as we curl the tailbone up towards the sky and undulate through the spine up to those middle of the spine and the shoulder blades. As they start to come closer together, we can look up into cow and then try that again. So look forward as much as you can and then lift into cat. Very gradually curl up and then drop the head and take this luxurious way back to cow. Inhaling, tailbone up, curl through the spine, and then look up to cow. And then back to neutral. We'll bring the forearms down to the mat and take a nice therapy for our back of that bigger part of our trapezius. Hands on the floor. Separate the shoulder blades and inhale. In between the shoulder blades, the back of the heart is lifting up towards the sky, and then we're going to melt it forward, down to the floor. And then up and then down. So we're just taking that tour elevator for the back of our heart and the front of our hearts, down towards the floor. Really giving our ribs more expansion and our lung capacity a fuller capacity there. And exhale down. And one more time. And then come back up onto the hands. And we'll take this side to side, to swaying side to side with the spine. And then find neutral again with your spine. Nice neutral. And take the right leg back straight behind you. Curl the toes under and we'll rock forward and back so we can get more hamstring love. Finding your breath, cascading that breath. And then take to a still point, take the right toes over towards the left side of the mat. Keeping that left leg neutral, we're just gazing over and looking at the right toes over the left side. Exhale, feel that stretch along the right side of the body, and then come on back. Find neutral, and we'll take it to the other side. Curl the toes under, rock back and forth. And then find that still point, and then we'll take the toes tippy toe over, gazing back on our exhale at the left foot. Feeling that stretch from the foot all the way up that beautiful arc of the left side. And then come on back to neutral. We'll take ourselves into a knee plank here. So take those knees a little further back. And we'll come forward, keeping that spine nice and long. So this is really important part to put the shoulder blades as you exhale, lower them towards the hips. And then we've got those big back muscles of the trapezius supporting us instead of, stressing out. Back into cat pose. Towards child's pose, completely to child's pose if you'd like. Slow it down so that the forehead's on the floor. Curl up again through a cat, all the way to knee plank. Find that fortifying exhale, bring those strong muscles into action, and then curl back into cat towards child's pose or fully into child's pose, touch base. With the earth, come on back up. Blow it through into our plank. And curl back. And on our next knee plank, we're going to come down to the mat through a little push up there, strengthening those back muscles. So come forward into knee plank, and we're going to keep those elbows close to the ribs as we bring the heart down to the floor and find ourselves on the floor. You'll probably need to move that blanket aside as we come into our cobra sequence. So bring that forehead to the floor and really lengthen out. Take the superhero arms next to your ears and just lengthen. Hands find each other above the crown of the head. So there's just an arrow of the whole body pointing above the crown of the head, and bring the feet, the big toes together, and just point the feet down and point the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale, exhale. Feel the strength just activating in your back body as you surrender that earth gravity energy in the front body. Exhale, release, and roll the forehead side to side. Some of the tension in our neck can come from just mental tension, so a lot of breathing activity. So let's just kind of massage that out. And then find stillness with your third eye on the floor. And with that third eye, just bring a beautiful image into your mind's eye. Anything you find beautiful, a flower or a beautiful vase or anything that you find beauty. And just take 3 breaths and focus on that image for 3 beautiful cascading breaths. Inhale the beauty into the body for 3 breaths. Exhale. And on the next inhale, take the hands next to the shoulders, elbows to the ribs. Pull back with your hands towards the heels, lengthen the spine, bring all that beauty into the spine. Let's inhale into a graceful cobra pose. And really pointing that tailbone towards the heels as we exhale down, repeat. And exhale down. One more time. Bring the forehead down. And then we're going to take the hands to the back of the head. So feel a soft support of the hands on the head. And if you can, press the back as we come up into cobra with the elbows out to the side, press the tops of the feet into the mat. And we're going to inhale the back of our head into the hands, lengthening along the way, and then down. One more time. Feeling that lengthening effect, the support of your hands. Exhale. Now bring the arms next to the ears. We're going to glide right into the lift of our left leg and right arm. And then down, other side. And of course, the head's coming along with us. So allow each lift to be a lengthening from the crown of the head away from the neck, and a lengthening in the back of the neck. So we're not crunching, just lengthening. Even feel that extra millimeter from your toes or your fingertips. And lift one more time. We'll meet after you finish the next rotation. Find that gravity center again before we lift everything off the mat. Arms, head, and legs, and feel the length. Flying the superhero style here. Let's inhale and exhale, especially inhale into the back of the ribs. Exhale, come down. And then our next inhale up. We're going to take our summer swim. So paddle the arms and the legs. Don't forget to breathe. And rolling the shoulders away from the ears so we get a nice activation. Nice. Now come down, exhale completely. Take one ear to the mat and sway the hips side to side. Oh, nice. And then take the hands out into cactus. So their arms out into cactus. So the forehead is down on the mat. We're just going to roll onto our right side. Just feel a gentle stretch in that right shoulder as we bring the hips. Just kind of roll up the spine. If you are confused, just watch me up here. Got my groundedness through the arms on the mat, on the floor. And then I'm taking my right ear to the mat and just rolling slightly so that I open up across the shoulder on the right side. Only go as far as is comfortable. Exhale down and then push away onto the left side. So in this case, we're stretching that left front of the left pectoral muscle. And then come down just gently to the other side. Exhale. And then down, and one more time on the other side. Great. And then come to hands next to the shoulders. And we're going to push away, curling up towards a seated position. So we're going to transition to our side sit. Take that blanket, get into some more delicious neck work up here. Take your left leg and just curl that in front of you. And then on the right, if that leg can be out straight on the right side to protect the knee if you need that, or over to the side. Now find the sits bones back to the edge of that blanket. And find out which one is lower than the other. Just tune in. And when you find the lower side, you can just place a blanket beneath the lower side. We're evening out the sits bones to protect our sacroiliac joint at the base of the spine. Take the fingertips beside you. Inhale and exhale. Find your exhale to the sits bones, and then inhale the arms up. And we're going to take a luxurious side bend here. Take the right hand down to the floor. and lean on slightly over to the right, bending that right arm. Then we take the really long trip across town here. Left hand comes down to the floor, and we're going to lift the right arm up, and the elbow bends on the left. But let's see, before we go, you might want to take your right hand to the top of the right thigh and just press down so we can anchor and stay anchored, and then lift the arm up again. Feel the difference when you anchor through the sits bone. We're going to drop the ear towards the shoulders, so we lengthen the back, the sides of the neck. Inhale into the right sides of the rib, and then exhale, come on up. From here, we're going to take a delicious twist. But as we twist, we're going to look forward. So the neck is going to stay neutral. But we're going to turn the ribs over to the right. So travel over towards the right side with the fingertips around a circle. And look forward. And now, as we've taken the twist with the ribs, we're going to turn our gaze to neutral above the sternum. And then over towards the right shoulder. So it's a gradual twisting through the spine, and then come back to center. And that circle around you with the fingertips looking forward. And then the sternum turns towards the left. And then we can look over the left shoulder. It's really nice when you take that gradual. Great. From here, let's get into that length, further lengthening. Press through the fingertips, inhale through the crown of the head. And then right ear to right shoulder, lengthening away from those left fingertips. Take the right hand to the left shoulder and just encourage that lengthening. So just make that same action we were doing, just stroking from the left ear down softly to the left shoulder and pressing gently on the left shoulder. Soften through the right ear. Take the right fingertips down again. And then take the right hand to the right ear and really lift and lengthen the neck so we can protect it as it comes up. I definitely felt some action there. Inhale up, exhale, left ear to left shoulder. This even can communicate into the jaw, just release. Take the left hand to the right shoulder and lengthen, encourage that lengthening. Always softening, never forcing. And then take the left hand to left ear, lift on up. And drop the chin to the jugular notch on a complete exhale. We're going to trace a line across the right collarbones to the right shoulder. Again, further lengthening as you press through the left fingertips, taking the time with the sinews of the neck, the neck can be very slow to release, taking our time. And then coming back with our chin to the center, trace it to the other side. Left shoulder, reaching the chin out, and then coming back into center. And then inhale, lift the chin like we were earlier. Feel as if there's a hand behind your back, supporting the heart, lifting up that cheerful heart energy as we look up and then find neutral. We're going to walk that circle around the left thigh, towards the left thigh, and then hinge forward at our left hip crease. Hands come forward around the left side. We're going to use that hand energy and pull back towards the body. Lengthen the spine in that hip crease. And then we're going to walk the hands a little further out and find that dropping of energy towards the floor. Sphinx arms here, pull back on the inhale. And then the exhale, find that deep hip crease. Dropping the head, gazing down, or even bringing the head down. Complete exhale on the top of the hands. Take a little internal tour of what is holding in the body. And then take the right leg and see if you can straighten it out, the right heel towards the back of the mat. Keeping everything connected from that right shoulder to the right heel. And then bend the right leg. Inhale back up. The luxury of it all. So we're going to switch to the other side. Right knee in front. And this may be a different alignment for you, so definitely check in with those sits bone. Find the blanket to support the lower sits bone. Even it out, fingertips to the side. We're going to take the right arm up to the sky and side bend to the right. And then sweep the right hand down and take the left hand to the left thigh and just feel that grounding sense there. Exhale it down, lift the left arm up to the sky and over. Surrender to the gravity as you exhale. And inhale back up. Take our gazing forward. Take this to a twist to the left first. Fingertips take a little walk as we look up in a neutral gaze. And then at the last moment, bring the head along with it. Looking over to the left. Bringing it all out. And then inhaling through the center. Keep the gaze forward as you walk the fingertips around, guiding that sternum to the right. And then we're going to look over with our gaze over to the right. Completing the twist. Come back to center. We'll just do another little opening, reaching the arms up, come into cactus. Thumbs behind you, pinkies up. And then we'll hang the laundry on the line, releasing the arms. Yes, back up to cactus, really spreading the fingertips. And then bringing our hands down, one ear, right ear to right shoulder. Do a little bit of a not as slow journey, but still gentle journey, right ear to right shoulder. And help that head up, left ear to left shoulder. This time when we're at that left ear to left shoulder, you're going to turn the chin towards the left shoulder. And then travel on that diagonal with the chin. Maybe bring the eyes up towards the sky, maybe the chin. Great. And then help your head up. We'll do that on the other side. Exhale just to even it out. Right ear to right shoulder. Gaze is neutral, but then we're going to turn the chin towards the right shoulder. And then looking up at the diagonal to the sky. And then down. Nice. And then up, finding more and more freedom through our neck. Just roll the shoulders back so we make sure everything's all aligned. And then we'll come on to we didn't do beast. My goodness. Sorry. Come back to that side stretch so we can enjoy this hip stretch. Circle the arms out. Thank you. Walk the hands on the right side of the body. After you twist, pull the hands back, lengthen the spine. Exhale, walk the hands out. Find that crease in the right hip, hands down to our sphinx. Inhale, lengthen the spine and the back of the neck and the trapezius. So we've got that shoulders away from the ears, feeling right. And then exhale, surrender downward further to your whatever you find is comfortable. And then take that left leg long if you can, straighten it, and take the heel towards the back of the mat. Surrender again through a nice cascading exhale. Bringing beautiful still image into your mind. Exhale. Bend the left knee. Inhale back up. Thank you for that reminder. Now we're going to come to the side so that the sides of the mat are long that way. And just bring the hands onto the floor in front of you into tabletop. So from here, we're going to take our plank. So if you want to take our plank to wide feet, we're going to take the toes curled under, come into a full complete plank. Just notice those bigger muscles engaged, the glutes, the back muscles, rolling shoulders away from the ears into our complete full plank here. Then we're going to go back into down dog. Find the length in the back of the legs. And then take from here, downward dog, we're just transition to a wide stance with the feet towards the edges of the mat. And push away with the hands so that we're hinging at the hip, turning this into a wide-legged forward bend. With the hands on the floor, we have a downward dog through the upper back here. So very wide downward dog. Hinging at the hips, so we're opening up those hips along the way. And then walk the hands beneath the face and feel that horizontal back. As you exhale, fortify through the navel to the spine, through the core. Take one hand to the heart and one hand below the ribs, and keep the spine long as you lift up to a wide-legged stance. Exhale, hands down, arms down. Take the left hand behind the skull. We're going to do just gently lift the skull and support the back of the skull. So we're supporting this, and we're going to lift the right arm up towards the sky. And now gaze up at your right hand, but support the back of the skull as you do this. So we're supporting and lifting through the back of the skull with our hand. And then you can release the hand and drop the left arm down towards the floor. Elephant pose. Look up at those fingertips and feel that lengthening through the neck so that we can comfortably look up. And then sweep it back down, arms out to a T. We'll take our toes off to the right and drop right down into a proud warrior. Keeping that knee safely between the two middle toes on that side. Look over your right fingertips. And then bend the left elbow. Bring the left hand across the heart towards the right hand. And then pull back in that archer style, looking steadily over the right fingertips as you pull back. And then as you unfurl the left arm and just release behind you, look back. What's behind you and release. And then bend, come across the heart. And keeping the hips steady, the feet steady. Make this coiling action of the spine on the upper, mid and upper spine. And one more time, release. Back to our gaze into the center. And then bring ourselves back into our parallel feet. Inhale, hands on hips. Exhale, fold forward. Keeping a long back. Taking a twist into the center, left hand on the floor, inhale, the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, right hand down and lift the left arm up on an inhale. Twist into the center. And then we're going to come on up again, elevate here. Inhale, exhale, find the floor, find the earth. Lift the right hand to the back of the skull. Lift up a tiny little bit of traction, just supporting that lifting up of the neck, the connections in the neck. And then bring the left arm up to the sky. We're going to do elephant pose here. So gaze up, but support your head as you're looking up. Feel length on the left side, but also support that skull. And then keep that same support behind you in your mind's eye as you release the head. And drop the right arm down to the floor. Beautiful elephant pose. And let's transition to T arms here. Take the left toes out to the side, and we'll drop down into our proud warrior. Gazing over the left fingertips, exhale. Bend the right hand, slide that right hand across our beautiful hearts to the left hand and back to archer. And then bring the gaze behind you. And across 2 more times. Ooh, feels great on my spine. And then bringing the gaze forward, drop the hands to the hips. And we're going to heel toe ourselves into the center. Walk to the top of the mat. Just take a balance here before we hit down to the earth again. Take the arms out to the T here, drawing the shoulders down. Let's take it, balance on our left foot and bring the knee up into a right angle so that right leg is right angle. Find your balance here. And if you can hold that center, hold that shape below as we take our helicopter arms, upper body twist here to the right and the left. See if you can keep the balance as you twist along the center. Use that balancing breath. So this isn't a swivel in the hips, just the mid and upper spine. Come down to mountain, exhale, arms down, and then back up, wingspan. Float the arms up and the left knee up. Balance here. Helicopter twist. Especially exploring the vertical center, the mid and upper spine. And then bring it back to mountain. Inhale the arms above the head. Sit back in your chair, imaginary chair. And find the full length of the spine. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders away from the ears. Bring a prayer position down the center to the heart. So we're holding this chair, which we've practiced so much together. We're so strong here. We're going to keep the hips steady. Same thing. Twist over to the right. So we keep the hands at the heart. Looking over with our rib cage and our gaze. And then over to the left. Holding steady through the legs. Exhale to center. Really press that prayer position together. Pressing through the hands to find your center in a strong chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. Let's release the ribs to the thighs, hands to the floor. Drop the head. Let's use this moment to traction the neck by just hanging the head down, the weight of the head. Dropping the shoulders so we can just release everything downward. And then walk the feet back into a down dog. Maybe this feels a little more open through the back of the legs. And anybody wanting to add a little core action can just come into plank to down dog, or just hang out in down dog for 3 breaths. Softening through the head and the neck. And then bring the knees down to the mat. And we're going to find our way into our bridge. So roll onto the back. And take the feet to the floor. Find the back of your heels with your fingertips. Feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Some core action here. If you'd like to take a block between the thighs, you could add in that core engagement even more. Pressing the full length of the arms into the mat. Fold the shoulders away from the center line and lengthen down towards the heels. So exhale, feel the shoulders dropping away from the ears, even in this horizontal position. And from this position of strength at the back, we're going to lift the hips up. So we're going to do a baby bridge first. Curl the navel towards the spine, lift up with the hips slightly, and then down again. And then curl navel to spine, lift up. A few more times here so we can really feel the glutes and the low abs activate. And then squeezing the block, you'll get that extra strengthening through the inner thighs. And nice decompression for a low back. And now let's lift into a full bridge. Hip points towards the sky, both hip points evenly. Pressing the elbows into the mat, fingertips up. Really bring the sternum to the chin as you gaze upward. Vertical line up to the sky. And then reach the arms up and then above the head. Inhale, knees to fingertips. Exhale, hug arms up to the sky. Elbows in. Drop the arms, curl, curl, curl down to the mat. Graceful bridge. Remove the block. Place things to the side so we can bring those knees together. Let's take the arms out to a T. Bring the knees together. Feel the expanse of our wing span across fingertips to fingertips. And then we're going to begin to roll over to our left side, keeping the knees together. We're going to find 90 degrees with our pelvis to the floor. The right shoulder is going to naturally lift up towards a twist. See if you can keep those knees together. And then lift that right arm just naturally as the shoulder lifts off the floor. And then the right hand finds left. And then open up, a little like opening a giant book. Inhale across the wingspan again. The knees are going to naturally lift, come back up to center, keeping them together. Then we find recline position again. Roll onto the right side, knees roll over. We're going to find 90 degrees with our pelvis to the floor. Left shoulder will just naturally lift. You can paint across the sky there. Left hand on top of right. Inhale back up, across, and feel the wingspan. You can take a rotation of this one more time if you'd like. Taking our time, feeling that connection, tailbone all the way into the skull and the crown of the head. It's all connected. And then as you bring the knees back up towards the sky, take the feet wider apart on the mat. Keep that wingspan. As you exhale, feel the back of the arms just surrender to the earth. And the back of your shoulder blades. Feel the full release. Roll the head side to side. And then take the thumbs to the base of the skull, and we'll just do gentle circles to the occipital ridge at the base of the skull, outward. Exhale. Loosen the jaw. Inhale, circle those inward. And then take the fists down, release the arms, take the fist to the base, to the sides of your mat and pull down towards the base of the mat. You'll notice the skin on the back will lengthen and then release. Now you can take the palms to the sky and you've got a beautiful open alignment here. Take the right leg long and the left leg long, flex the feet. Inhale, exhale, flop the feet out to the side. And now the hips are nice and open. You can close the eyes. If you feel you need more support for your neck, by all means, find a little edge of that blanket. Or just surrender here to the back body. Closing the eyes and finding that cascading breath again. Inhale. Complete your exhale to the end of the exhale. Enjoy the pause there. Inhale again. Full exhale. Find that beauty of the image in your mind's eye, at the same time feeling as if there's warm sand beneath you, supporting the grooves of the body. Two more beautiful, complete rounds of breath. Exhale. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Bend the knees and the elbows. And roll onto your right side. Ease yourself back up to a seated position. As you come up to the seated position, allow the head to hang. Easing through our neck back up to seated. Inhaling the arms above the head, our prayer position, marking our amazing center, past our third eye, down to our heart. It's a joy to practice with you today. Namaste.